Hi there, my name's Dave, and I really enjoy a nice glass of wine. And I really enjoy doing a nice tasting of wine. And today we're going to look at a 2020 Allegrini Palazzo delle Torre, which means Tower Palace in Italian, for $29.99 at BC Liquor Store. So this one's a little more expensive than we usually taste, but it promises to be a really fine wine. I'll tell you a little more about that wine in a second. So, it is made by the Allegrini Winery, which is a family-run winery that has been in existence since the 16th century. The family contributed to the rebirth of the Valpolicella region, as it's now a very popular Italian wine region, and it includes the Fumane and Valpolicella Classica areas. This winery produces wines in the Western Veneto, which is near the city of Verona. And the wines have a biodiversity certification as well as other ecological certifications, including ones regarding beekeeping and neutralizing the carbon footprint. So you can drink your wine and feel good about it at the same time. So this wine is what we call an appassimento wine. Now, an appassimento wine means that there is the natural partial dehydration of grapes that helps produce a greater concentration of colors, aromas, and flavors in the wine. Since partially dried grapes have a higher concentration of sugars, this system is often used to make either sweet or very concentrated wines. And I think in this case, we're looking at a concentrated wine. The grapes in this wine include 40% Corvina Veronese, which is the main wine in the Valpolicella region, Corvinome, which is 30%, 25% Rondinella, and 5% Sangiovese. In the vineyard, the soils are predominantly clay soils with guyot or vertical shoot positioned training, which is what you see in the Okanagan with the wires and the vines attached to the wires and growing out from the wires that they've been trained to. In terms of harvest, the first grapes harvested are destined for the drying or the appassimento, and the second harvest is meant to make the initial wine. In 2020, the harvest time was prolonged, so the grapes are apparently of excellent quality. With both harvests, the grapes were destemmed before heading into the winery. Now, in the winery, there is a double fermentation for this wine. So most of the grapes are vinified or turned to wine at harvest, but the ones that are not are dried. So the harvest is in September, so that's when the initial wine is made. And then the grapes that are not put into the wine are put into racks and are dried until January. And then what happens is those grapes are added to the wine and it's re-fermented. After the second fermentation is finished, the wine is aged in second use French oak barriques for 15 months. Second use would mean that there's not a huge oak component, but there is some oak influence on the wine. After the barriques, it is put into large barrels for 2 months, and then, as they say, fine-tuned in the bottle for a further 7 months. So, I'm really looking forward to trying this wine, because I love things like Appassimento, or Ripasso, or Amarone wines, and Appassimento can be a very, very delicious wine. So even though it's a little more expensive at $30, this Palazzo delle Torre 2020 should be an interesting wine to taste today. Appearance, clear, medium, ruby. Nose, clean, medium plus intensity. Lots of red fruits. I got strawberry, grape, raspberry, and cherry. I also had some little bit of black fruits like blueberry and plum. Definitely a figgy, raisiny smell, which is not surprising, but also a jamminess. I got some lavender, then some vanilla. I know that it was in second use barrels, but there was some vanilla and some light cedar. It wasn't really strong. I didn't smell tobacco or super strong smoke or anything, but I got a little bit of light cedar. An overall earthiness and maybe wet leaves. And then there was something a little herbaceous about it too, but I can't put my nose on it, what exactly it is. But man, what a cornucopia of aromas. Well, let's taste this. I have to be honest, when I first tried this wine, I was a bit disappointed. Because for me, like, we had all those flavors, and they've all sort of been blended in together into a, not into a bad wine or anything, but it's just sort of more of a blend. But I'll get to that in a second. So I said dry, medium plus acidity. I said medium minus tannins. I didn't really taste a lot of tannins there. High alcohol, medium body, medium intensity, maybe medium plus intensity, and a medium finish. I got the red and black fruits that I tasted before, but they were sort of mixed together. I couldn't pick out the individual fruits. There was some raisiny, some vanilla. It was quite acidic to me, as quite an acidic wine. However, when I had it, like I have some cheese. My wife went through Revelstoke on the way home, and she stopped at La Baguette and went to Le Marché, which is beside La Baguette in Revelstoke, which sells cheese. And they always have, what they do is they buy cheese when it's close to expiring, and then they sell it for like super cheap. And so I have this gooey cheese that is really nice, that I love gooey cheese. That on a cracker with wine, and it's perfect. It's the ideal match. And of course, you got to think Italian food, Italian wine. Italian wine is meant to be had with food. And this one, like I've got almost like a 5-star food friendly rating. I thought, yeah, with the right match, this wine is really good. But on its own, it's a bit acidic for me, a bit astringent, I guess. So I said, the balance was okay to good, because with the food it was fine. Length was okay, intensity was okay, but there is that complexity. It's just sort of mixed together, and so I rated it. It needs food, but with food it's good to very good. So that was good.
If you are looking to book a wine tour of the Okanagan for this summer, and you're interested in a customizable, flexible, and completely private wine tour with a wine expert in the comfort of your own vehicle, please check out the link below in the comments.